Sophie is a girl from my university days. The girl always said, "I will be rich one day." Well, she was right. She walks towards me. "Elena?" "Wow, it's been years," she says. "How are you?" I answer. "I'm good." That's all I say. I know what will come next. "I am doing amazing," she continues. "I have a big house, a luxury car, and my own business. Life is perfect." I listen. "And you? What do you do now?" she asks. I tell her the truth. I work hard. I have my own goals. Sophie laughs. "Oh, Elena, you were always the smart one. But being smart is not enough. You have to know how to make money. Look at me. I have everything." Everything? That word stays in my mind. "You know," she says, "I always wondered why you never tried harder. You could have been successful too." I stay quiet. She continues talking about her travels, her expensive dinners, her rich friends. She even tells me about her dog that has its own Instagram account. "Life is easy when you're rich," she says. "You should really think about changing your life." I listen. I say nothing, because life is funny, and Sophie has no idea what is coming next. I remember university. Sophie was always the same. She loved attention. She loved to talk about herself. She always said, "I will be rich. I will be successful. I will have everything." And she always looked at me like I was small, like I was less. Now, years later, nothing has changed. "Elena, you were always good at studying, but that's not enough," Sophie says. "You need connections. You need confidence. That's why I am here, and you are, well, wherever you are. Where am I? That is a funny question. You know, I feel bad for you," she continues. "You had so much potential, but maybe you just don't know how the world works." I say nothing. "Tell me, do you have a car?" she asks. "Yes," I answer. "A good car?" She laughs. "It works," I say. "Oh, Elena." She sighs. "You are still the same, always simple. But life is not simple. Life is a game, and I learned how to play it." She keeps talking. She tells me about her new apartment, her designer shoes, her VIP trips. Then she says, "But don't worry. Maybe one day you will learn. Maybe one day you will understand how to succeed." I listen. I say nothing because I know something that Sophie does not know. And soon she will learn a very important lesson. Sophie's life changes fast. One day she is rich. The next day she loses everything. It starts with her job. She works for a big company, but one morning they fire her. No warning, no second chance, just a simple email. "We are sorry, your position is no longer needed." She calls her boss. No answer. She sends emails. No reply. She panics. "This is just a small problem," she tells herself. "I have savings. I will be fine." But life does not wait. The rent for her luxury apartment is due. Her car payment is late. The bills do not stop. She checks her bank account. The money is disappearing fast. "No problem," she says. "I will find a new job." But she doesn't. Weeks pass. She sends applications. No one calls her back. Her friends stop inviting her to parties. No more fancy dinners. No more expensive shopping. Then she does something she never imagined. She sells her designer handbag. She walks into a store, holding the bag like a treasure. "This is worth $5,000, she says. The man behind the counter looks at it. He shrugs. "I can give you $50. "What? $50? Sophie almost screams. "It's secondhand," the man says, "and people want new bags." Sophie walks out, shocked. She tries to sell more things, her jewelry, her clothes, even her car. But everything is worth less than she thought. She calls her rich friends. "Can you help me?" she asks. "Oh, Sophie, I wish I could, but I'm busy," one friend says. "Maybe next month," says another. No one helps her. One day, she looks at her fridge. Only one bottle of water inside. Nothing else. She finally understands. Money is not everything. She remembers our conversation. She remembers how she laughed at me. And for the first time in her life, she feels lost. Sophie needs a job. And soon, she will find one, but not in the way she expected. Sophie is desperate. No job, no money, no friends. She needs help. She needs a job. One day she walks through the city. She sees a restaurant, a big, beautiful restaurant. People go in and out. Waiters carry food. Customers smile and laugh. She stops. On the door, there is a sign. "We are hiring." A job. Sophie sighs. She never worked in a restaurant before, but she has no choice. She steps inside. She looks around. The place is full, busy. Important people are eating here. Maybe she can work at the front desk. Maybe she can do something easy. She walks to the counter. A woman is there talking to the staff. She looks confident. She looks like the boss. Sophie opens her mouth to speak. Then she freezes. She knows that voice. She knows that person. "It's me." "Welcome," I say. "How can I help you?" Sophie stares at me. "Elena?" she whispers. I smile. "Yes, it's me." She looks around again. "Wait, you work here?" she asks. I laugh. "No, Sophie, I don't work here." She frowns. "Then why are you behind the counter?" I pause. I let her think. Then I say the words she never expected. "Because I own this place." Silence. Sophie doesn't speak. She doesn't move. She just stands there. I watch her. I wait. Finally, she says, "You own this restaurant?" "Yes." "But how? When? You never told me," she says. "You never asked." Her face turns red. "You always acted like I was nothing, Sophie," I say. "You thought money made you better than me, but you didn't know the truth." I see her confusion. I see her shock. I continue. "I have many businesses, restaurants, stores, real estate. I worked hard. I planned everything. I didn't need to show off. I didn't need to prove anything to anyone." Sophie blinks. "So, you are rich?" she asks. "Yes," I say. More silence. Then Sophie does something I never expected. She looks down. She takes a deep breath, and she says, "Elena, I need a job." Now I am surprised. Sophie, the girl who laughed at me, the girl who told me I didn't know how the world worked, the girl who thought I was less. Now she is asking for help. I look at her. I think for a moment. Then I smile. Let's talk. Sophie's life is about to change again. But this time, she will have to learn a very important lesson. Sophie sits in front of me. She looks nervous. This is new for her. She is not the confident rich girl anymore. She is quiet. She is different. So, you really own this place? She asks again. Yes, I say, and many more. She nods. She looks down. I need a job, she says. I will do anything. I think for a moment. Sophie, working for me? The idea is funny. The girl who always talked about success. The girl who laughed at me. Now she is here, asking me for help. Do you know anything about restaurants? I ask. No, she says. Have you ever worked in customer service? No. Can you cook? Sophie pauses. I can make toast? I laugh. Sophie does not laugh. I'm serious, she says. I don't know how to do these things, but I will learn. That surprises me. Sophie, the girl who always wanted the best, now wants to learn. I look at her. Sophie, why do you want this job? I ask. She takes a deep breath. Because I was wrong, she says. I stay quiet. I thought money was everything, she continues. I thought success was about looking rich, about showing off. But now I see I had nothing. I had fake friends, a fake life. And now that I lost everything, I understand. I listen. I was terrible to you, she says. I acted like I was better. But I wasn't. You worked hard. You built something real. You are successful. Not me. This is not the Sophie I remember. This is someone new. I cross my arms. If I give you this job, you will start from the bottom. I say. Minimum wage, hard work, no special treatment. She nods. I understand. Are you sure? Yes. I pause. I think. Then I smile. Okay, Sophie, welcome to the team. Her eyes widen. Really? She asks. Really? I say. She takes a deep breath. Thank you, Elena, she says. I won't disappoint you. I nod. You start tomorrow, I say. She nods. She stands up. She turns to leave. Oh, and Sophie? I say. She stops. You might want to buy comfortable shoes. You'll be on your feet all day. Sophie laughs. Noted. She walks away, and I smile, because life is funny. And Sophie's lesson has just begun. The next day, Sophie starts her new job. She arrives early. She looks different. No fancy clothes, no expensive jewelry, just a simple uniform. She takes a deep breath. Okay, let's do this. I watch from a distance. I don't say anything. I let her learn. The first hour is easy. She listens. She follows instructions. She carries menus. She greets customers. But then the real work begins. The lunch rush comes. The restaurant is full. Orders come fast. Customers ask for things. The kitchen is busy. The noise is loud. Sophie looks lost. She takes an order to the wrong table. She forgets to bring water. She drops a tray. Customers complain. She panics. I walk over to her. Breathe, Sophie, I say. This is so hard, she says. How do you do this every day? I smile. You learn. You keep going. She nods. She tries again. She learns to take orders faster. She listens more carefully. She moves quickly. And by the end of the day, she survives. Sophie sits down after work. She looks exhausted. I had no idea working in a restaurant was this difficult, she says. Work is always difficult, I say. That's why success is not just about money. It's about effort. She looks at me. I never respected people who worked hard, she says. I thought they were just unlucky. But now I see. Work is not about luck. It's about character. I nod. So, I ask, will you come back tomorrow? She laughs. Yes, but first I need to sleep for 10 hours. Weeks pass. Sophie works hard. She makes mistakes, but she improves. She saves her money. She learns to budget. She stops thinking about looking rich. Now she thinks about being smart. One day she comes to me. Elena, I have a plan, she says. Oh? I want to start my own business, she says. Not to show off, not to look important, but to build something real. I smile. Now you understand, I say. She nods. Will you help me? She asks. I think for a moment. Then I say, of course. Because life is funny. And sometimes the best lessons come when we least expect them. Life is not about looking rich. It's about being strong. I remember Sophie in university. She thought success was about money, expensive things, and social status. She believed that if people saw her as rich, she was rich. But real success is different. People chase money, but money can disappear. A big house, a fancy car, expensive clothes, none of these things define a person. What defines you is your mindset, your work, your values. Sophie learned this lesson the hard way. She lost everything. But in that loss, she found something more important: wisdom, humility, and the desire to grow. I hope people who hear this story understand something important. Success is not about showing off. It's about building a life that is strong, with or without money, because money comes and goes, but character stays forever.